Muslim. That is what makes us different from the Buddhists. That is what makes us different from the Hindu. That is what makes us different from the Jehovah's Witnesses. When they die, they just dead and done. But when we die, we have something called the blessed hope. That's why if you go to a sanctified funeral, they don't come in on slow and very slow. When folks are sanctified, they come in and say, when we all get together, one day, they come in with tamarines. And they come and say, the city called heaven, city called heaven, city called heaven somewhere. I got to make it, help you to make it, look, city called heaven. We cry, but we don't cry long. Because the Bible says we got something called the blessed hope. And Jesus said, I must go. Because if I didn't go, it wouldn't be a place prepared for you. So Moses, get back to this. He's now getting ready to make a transition. But before he makes his transition, he got to set some stuff in order. That's how you know you got a good leader. Because a good leader will not die and leave his organization or his assignment in chaos. Because order is not of God. Disorder is not of God. Order is what God is all about. Amen. So Moses is now setting things in order. And before he could set the final thing in order, he does three things. The first thing he does is he split his authority. Reverend Anderson, he said, I got to go, but I do know that this job that I have is a hard job for one man to do. Bring me Joshua. Joshua, somebody who didn't even have the bloodline of leadership, but he had a heart for leadership. Y'all been saying nothing. Too many people in the church and in the religious set and in denominations are giving stuff to sons and daughters, and they ain't the ones.
You preaching, Doc?
God don't look at the outer, God looks at the heart. You got somebody sitting right here in the church that got the heart of the next great leader, and God is training them. The Lord had to sit me down and tell me, Dwight, you ain't the only one. I got your replacement sitting, waiting, and studying. Get yourself together and do what I call you to do. You understand that? So here it is. He says, bring me Joshua. Let me anoint Joshua to be the governor of these people. And then he says, stay here, Joshua. Now go get me Eleazar, the son of Aaron. Because Eleazar needs to handle the things of God. Because Moses now realizes that I made a mistake. I was too busy trying to be the governor and trying to be the priest. And I'm only one man. Every time I went up to the mountain to spend time with God as the priest, the people was at the bottom cutting up because there was no governor. Every time I stayed at the bottom trying to be the governor, I was missing God because God was still talking. Too many of us need to learn how to divide the authority so you can be in the right place.
Amen. Delegate.
This year you can't do everything. Set some stuff up even in your personal home. So he said, bring me Eleazar and bring me Joshua. Let me lay hands on Joshua. Joshua, you will be the governor. I love it because Joshua had no bloodline of leadership. He looked, Joshua was somebody who got to stick out the crowd, had a good heart, Pastor Green. He said, this is the man, and he had courage. He said, Joshua, you're going to be the one who ain't going to be messed up with the stuff concerning the church and the things of God. Whatever Eleazar say, you're going to do it. And Joshua said, hey, that's me. I've been born to fight. So here it is, Joshua now is being set in place to be the governor. And then he says, Eleazar, you have to be the man so you can hear what God is saying. So Joshua won't make no mistake, and so he won't mess up. We need to have some people in place so they'll help things run smoothly into the church. If you don't get nothing else this year, please be balanced. I'm sick of being around people who are off balance. So here it is. He's now dealing with Eleazar and Joshua. He's laying hands on them. He's making them ready. Getting them ready for the leadership. Getting them ready for the transition. And he says, now, the next thing that I must do is I got to divide the land. Yeah. So that when I go, it won't be nobody arguing saying, this is mine, that's mine, this is mine, this is mine. But Joshua, I need you to get them ready. They got some enemies that they're going to have to fight. God's anointing you to win. You need to have your mind settled on the fight. He said, elders, you just need to have your mind on hearing God so we'll know what the next move is for Israel. So he said, let me divide the land up. So he began to call the tribes up. And he began to say, this is your land, this is your land, this is your land. And all of a sudden, before he could get to the end of the assignment, all of a sudden, here comes a ruckus at the door of the king.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Every now and then, you got to give God an out of order praise. So you can set some stuff in order. Every now and then, you got to shake your hand. Sing all over the road. And tell the people, I need God to pay attention to me today. There's a ruckus going on at the door. And they look up, and all of a sudden they see 5 ladies stepping at the door. They wasn't no ignorant ladies. That get me to my 4 main points tonight. I got to hear this thing. Number 1, they were intelligent. They knew that they still were yet women. And they had so much intelligence that they knew they wasn't allowed to come all the way into the temple of God. So they stood at the door. And they said, hey, excuse me, can we have your attention? Brother Moses and Brother Elazar, we got something we want to present to you. They said, our Father, son of man, he died in the wilderness. And he died of his own sin. He was not equated to the sons of Korah. I can take my time right there for a minute. They were so intelligent until they knew the history of what was going on. They knew that Korah was cursed. And anybody that died, according to following Korah, was X'd out of God's will. But they said, hey now, my daddy died on his own sin. He wasn't with the renegade crew that spoke against Moses. And you got to understand what they meant, Anderson. He said he died of his own sin. Because it goes back to the 12 spies. Remember, only 2 came back with a good report. And the Lord said, because y'all 2 had a good report, y'all gonna be the only 2 to cross over. Everybody else that could not believe is going to die before they get to the promise. In other words, they're going to die because of their own sin of not believing. These 5 sisters said, our daddy died because he didn't believe. Y'all been saying that.
My God.
So wait a minute, Mr. Moses. And wait a minute, Mr. Elazar. Please don't X us out of the inheritance because of the mistake of our father. Just simply because we don't have any brothers. Point number 1, you got to be intelligent enough to know how to fight. You ain't going to every place rootin', tootin', fussing, and cussing. I know I'm going to lose about them people right there. You got to have enough intelligence to know what you know, how you know, when you know it.